I don't like to be approached at the gym just because it is my safe place.
One thing I do at my office in London is we actually have a safe place for men in our office where women aren't permitted to talk in our meetings. And it's just a nice place for men that they can feel comfortable to discuss ideas and solve problems without women interrupting them. And it's really spiked our productivity in the last quarter by about 53%.
Do you have a space like that for women? Where men aren't allowed to talk?
So we have the conference room. Women usually have the women's bathroom, and they could get their. That's your guys' top.
That's where women should gossip.
Yeah.
Bathroom.
Well, the cleaning supplies are there in our office. The women can help out with the cleaning of the desks.
I'm that bitch because I'm a bitch, I'm getting money.
We gotta start looking down on divorced women, especially in the 21st century, because there's really only three options, right? Either option A, she married for the money and divorced him because she thought she found something better and wanted to get out quick, right? Option B, she was a complete up because most men deal with a lot of it, so you really gotta up to get divorced at this day and age. Or option C, you let yourself go, you didn't take care of the household or do the things you were supposed to, your man got fed up with it and finally got rid of you. But none of these options mean that you're a good woman or worthy of being married again. And I think that any divorced woman in the 21st century, assuming she's 30, 35 and below, should be looked at very negatively.
Women are frequently accused of being gold diggers by men, but I very rarely see men called out for what they really are, which are labor diggers. Ask a man to describe his dream woman and he will describe a domestic servant who loves to stay home and cook and clean.
Or he describes a woman that's nice and kind and loving, that shows up for him, that supports him, that wants to be there for him, that might have her own hobbies, goals, aspiration, dreams. Yes, of course, cooking and cleaning is always a plus for a man because that's how a man typically feels taken care of. Ask a woman what her ideal man is. 6 figures? Will buy her things? Why is it that it's okay to make videos talking about how superficial men are all the time when they're really not? But it's okay for women to have any expectations or standards out of men? And I feel like for a lot of men, relationships just aren't worth it anymore because they're expected to keep giving, but they can't ask for anything in return. Most men want a genuine partnership where you both are contributing, you're both happy, you're both enjoying each other's company. They're really not asking for a whole lot.
Look up Alison Armstrong. She's the one that has been studying men since 1995. And one of the things she was talking about is how different the woman's brain is from the men's brain. And one of the reasons us women will get really frustrated with our husbands or our partners is because we assume they should be thinking like us. We are so hyper aware of everything that's going on around us at all times. And men get very fixated on one thing. And she said she actually learned this from her late husband. She was asking him, so when you are working on a project and you finish that project, is that when you feel peace, when you've completed the project? And he said, hun, the project, the focus is the peace. So whenever we interrupt our husband when they're in the middle of doing something, tinkering or playing a video game or whatever, and you get that sort of like, what? Was that a garbage truck behind me? Oh, it is. That's because we have broken their peace. And women, we get peace from other ways, from different things, but their focus is their peace. Their focus is their peace. I just thought that was so interesting. So I am trying to implement that in my own relationship and be very hyper aware of when my husband is in the middle of something. Instead of me chirping in his ear every 15 minutes, to let him go, to let him do his thing. That is almost like his meditation. His focus is his peace.
Okay, genuine question for those that say that women should go 50-50 in a relationship with a man because it's the 21st century and we're equals now.
Okay, what's the question?
Do you think that women fought for the right to have our own money, have our own bank accounts, have our own property, just to turn around and give that to a man?
It really sounds like someone is just a tad bit confused on what actually equality really entails.
To the same people that were fighting us on it, that were like, no, you're not equal. Oh man, I wish you could have a bank account, but you're just not equal.
Wait till they find out that men, some of them at least, actually fought alongside women in their struggle for equality. But then again, that would ruin their narrative.
And then we fought them so hard that they were like, okay, fine, but we get half.
Do you think that someone realizes that splitting the finances 50-50 actually means that the money goes to the bills and expenses? Yeah, probably not.
Do you have a brain hemorrhage? Hey, do you have a tumor?
No, but I can imagine someone that might.
That might be happening with you because your words aren't making any sense.
Well, not everyone has the greatest comprehension skills.
I just got a question I just want to ask, and I don't want to fight, for real. I just want it to make sense, okay? If we want men like our fathers, who paid bills and built houses and changed tires and fought off the danger, then why don't we also want men like our fathers that told us that that dress was too little and go take it off because you're not going outside like that? Why do we not also want fathers that told us to lower our tone? No, you can't hang with her. She's not a good influence. Women don't carry themselves like that. No, you can't do that. Y'all see how crazy that sounds? You want the benefits of a man treating you like his precious daughter. Y'all even be calling y'all's men daddies, and I have never understood that because yuck. I know who my daddy is. I don't even want to think about my man and my daddy in any kind of commingling way. But nonetheless, y'all call y'all's men daddy because he provides. He gives me what I want. He takes me where I want to go. But then you get upset when he tells you that he don't want you hanging with old gal because old gal is loose in the streets, or she cheating on her man, and I don't want my wife, my woman, hanging around a woman like that. He can't tell me who to hang with. Baby, I don't think that dress is something you need to wear today. It's my body. I can wear what I want to wear. All the while, you still want that man to do everything like your daddy, but he can't have no say-so like your daddy. But then y'all also don't want to go 50-50 so y'all can be partners. Make it make sense.
Single by choice is a lie. Tell me why you're not married.
Choice.
Choice.
Yes. Some things just don't work out.
Could you be the problem?
Yeah, I could be. But am I? No.
How do you know? Who told you you're not?
He did.
He left you and told you you're not the problem. Turbulence, people.
This is the most feminine generation of 20-year-old men I've ever seen in my life. I think it's never been easier to be a 40-year-old man to date a woman who's younger because their options of these men who have ADHD and suffer from high levels of anxiety and dress like women wear pink dresses. I don't think women are looking for that. And by the way, the girl I'm with now, she's 18 years younger than me. I didn't go searching for them. I didn't say, hey, I want you because you're super young.
20 year. Where'd you find this girl?
The one I'm seeing now, I met her photo shoot. And then the one before that, I'm the host of Swimsuit USA's World Pageant. And she was there. She was one of the contestants.
Nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Women who have regretted losing a good man.
Tell me about the one that got away.
We met in college and we instantly clicked. A couple things got in the way, different situations. If I could go back in time, I would change it. I do regret not being with him today.
And whose fault was it?
Probably mine. Yeah, I wasn't outgoing enough to say how I truly felt.
Man that truly loves you, he's not easy to find because that type of man, he listens to you, he protects you, he believes in you, he invests in your growth, and he stays consistent even when you're not at your best.
I'm tired of being alone. I want to share my life with someone. I am just freaking tired. I want to be in love. I want to share my life with someone. I want to feel the joys. I want to have my hands held. I want to be held. I want to kiss. I want to support. I want to make coffee with that person. I want my person.
The reason why women regret losing a good man is because she realizes that she was actually the problem, but her immaturity blinded her from actually seeing that and loving him correctly. The best way to get a woman to regret losing you is by being a good person who's genuine, honest, words matching your actions, good character, and you just take care of yourself and you're confident. If you can do all of that while you're with her and after you are with her, yeah, you're a success.
You never forget the day you lose a good guy. When you hurt someone who only wanted the best for you, it changes you. Good guys love deeply, forgive easily, and give without expecting anything back. But once they're gone, you realize you lost someone rare, and that kind of regret sticks with you forever.
Ladies, have you ever regretted losing a good man?
You know, and these modern women having divorce parties, just, even if you had it, you know, just you and your girls celebrating this guy was trash, he's a piece of crap, whole 9 yards. I think a lot of women that were in that situation wouldn't be having parties. They would just be happy to get out of it. They would just be happy to escape with it, escape out of it with their life, right? You know, me and my kids, we're going into hiding, basically in a shelter where he doesn't know where we are. We don't want to make a public, at least that's, you know, that's kind of situations that I've known or been around. They don't want the man to know where they are at all. But it's kind of weird that these women are putting it online, you know, let's have a party, let's do that. Not fully understanding that they were a part of the problem.
Boys are watching their fathers say yes when they don't want to, and that is shaping the kind of men they become. A lot of men learned early that keeping the peace matters more than standing their ground. Boys are being raised by fathers who put themselves last, and society is pushing the narrative that that's a good thing. But a lot of times, that's not a man choosing to go without so his family is good. It's a man who has to comply with his wife. A man who has to submit just to keep the peace in his own home. Yes, he is a hard worker and he is a provider. So on the surface, that looks good. But watch closely. He's not leading, he's adjusting, saying yes, going along, trying to avoid making anything a problem. And over time, the relationship starts to run on her terms. Her mood sets the tone. Her reactions sets the boundaries. And the boy is watching all of this because that's what his father is modeling. He watches his father say yes all the time because he knows what happens if he says no. And the mother doesn't realize that she is emasculating her son. That little boy doesn't question that. He becomes what he sees. So what does he learn? Please the woman. Say yes to the woman. Because if you don't, there's going to be to pay.
Men suffer in silence.
I wonder, who can guess what type of video this is going to turn out to be?
Why do I keep hearing about it then? Am I being pranked?
Just why exactly is the overall well-being, not to mention the mental health of an entire group of people, something that so many individuals out there, namely a lot of women who probably call themselves feminists, like to make light of? I think that's something that should be more looked into, don't you? As I would be very fascinated to hear the psychology behind what exactly would lead a person to use the suffering of others as fodder for jokes. I would really like to hear what is fundamentally wrong with that type of person, that they would think that that type of behavior is acceptable based on a characteristic that that person has no control over. Really, I can't wait to hear what the answer to that would be.
Let me ask you a question. How you feel about the women that say they don't need a man?
The I don't need a man type of women, they don't need a man because they are the man. They want a man. It's a defense mechanism. They need a man badly. They don't want to need a man because they've been tricked to believe that it's weak to need a man. I could do it on my own. Who the wants to go through this life alone? Nobody. I don't care what anybody says. Men need women and women need men. That's it. You need a man, you want a man, you desire a man, you pray for a man. Because men make life easier for women. Women complete the man. Men lead, women submit. That is the way that it will always go.
I hear all the time women being like, he was a master manipulator. And I'm sorry, but I don't think most men are that smart. 9 times out of 10, you are in fact manipulating yourself. Like, he hasn't texted me back in 6 hours. I know he's trying to test me. When all that's going on in his brain is like, should I have ground beef and sweet potato for dinner again? I've had it 6 nights in a row, but like, it could be 7. Common one I'll hear is, he hid who he was at the start. When like, you just hadn't gotten to know him yet. He wasn't necessarily trying to hide certain qualities, you just had not discovered these qualities that you don't like yet. Or those qualities were completely transparent and you just ignored them because you liked him. I have videos about how my ex was just filthy and it's one of the reasons that we broke up, and I get comments all the time of like, he was using weaponized incompetence against you. And I'm like, no, he was never gonna clean these things. Big piles of food that I was cleaning up would have stayed there to rot forever. So it's not weaponized incompetence. He was actually just that lazy and didn't care if he did it or if I did it or if anyone did it. The narrative that you've created about someone is not always accurate. My ex wasn't utilizing weaponized incompetence. He was incompetent. The person you were dating was probably not a master manipulator. They just didn't care very much. And they had qualities you didn't like.
A lot of men and women been ducking this conversation, but it's time that we just go ahead and just have it. So go ahead and check this out and then comment below.
If a man should provide, protect, and lead, what should a woman do? Because I hear this list every single day. Provide, protect, lead. And I agree with it. A man should absolutely do those things. But every time I ask the other question, the room goes quiet. It's like it's offensive to even bring it up. We've created a culture where a man's role has a job description, but a woman's role is just be yourself. That's not how relationships work. If one person has expectations and the other one has options, that's not a relationship. That's an audition where only one person is truly performing. And I'm not saying a woman should serve like a servant. That's not what this is. I'm saying if you expect a man to lead, you got to be willing to follow. If you expect him to provide, you got to be willing to build an environment worth providing for. If you expect him to protect, you got to be willing to not put him in positions where he has to protect you from yourself. In a relationship, both sides has terms. And somewhere along the way, we started holding men accountable to their side of the deal while telling women their side is optional. That's not equality. That's entitlement with the filter on. Good man does not want a woman who does nothing. He wants a woman who matches his effort in her own lane. He leads, she nurtures. He provides, she manages. He protects, she respects. That's not old-fashioned. That's functional.
God did not give you a wife so that you can rule over her, but so that she can stand beside you. Men and women can be taken advantage of. If a woman's dealing with a man who's only looking to be served, she can be taken advantage of. If a man's dealing with a woman who's only looking to be provided for. This might look different for every relationship, but I would say the majority of us have something in agreement. So let's just have a discussion down below. What do you think?
And you gotta play hard to get because men love the chase. They actually don't anymore. Okay? They are not the chase anymore. Let me tell you.
That's because the men that you allow to chase you are the ones that you don't like. A lot of guys learned this through experience. There was a woman that they liked and they put a lot of effort into her, a lot of time, a lot of money. And then in the end, they ended up getting rejected, or some guys just got straight up played. Another reason you should never chase: when women really like you, they will let you know whatever energy and time and effort that you're putting into them, they will reciprocate it back to you. As a guy, most of the time, you just have to not say anything stupid or do anything stupid to up the attraction that she already has for you. Now, I do want to add that as men, sometimes y'all tend to chase women that you know are out of your league. So you put yourself in a position where you have to chase because you're trying to get something you've never had before.
You have had a real controversial viral moment about choosing the kids or the man. I want to know, has your opinion changed on that? So the moment was, you were asked the question on your podcast, if your ship was sinking and you had to save either your kids or your man, you can only choose one, who would you choose?
My husband.
There you go.
10,000%. This is what's crazy to me. And I'm probably going to eat I don't say what y'all want. I don't care. Biblically speaking, order of the household: God, my spouse, my kids, everybody else. How do I save something that comes from me and not the thing that is of me? If two become one and we are one, how do I go and save the multiplied? this is the original unit. And yes, of course, it sounds insensitive to say I can have more kids. And I'm also speaking from logic and not experience. But this is what I know. Most people don't like their spouse. Most people are married. They're not husband and wife. So if you are just married to a person that you really don't like, and low-key you'd be high-key relieved that your husband or your wife is
Damn.
and then you'd be able to raise your kids. I understand why you would choose your kids.
For sure.
But if this is your once-in-a-lifetime, platinum needle in a haystack, lover, soulmate, best friend, ace boon coon, and this is the one time that you have, that you've spent all this time teaching your person how to love you and vice versa, I can't choose my children. I can't.
That's true.
There's no God, spouse, children, everybody else. I don't think people value marriage for what it really is.
So this is my point of view on it. With me having 2 kids, and that's like my heart outside of my body. But he's also my heart outside of my body.
Yep.
Before we even got married, what I used to tell you, I love you like I gave birth to you. I can't imagine saying that I would choose my kids or my husband because I feel like I couldn't choose either. I feel like my perspective is I would trying to save both.
Men are everywhere. I got a challenge for every woman watching. Go outside, and today I want you to count how many men, period, you run into for one full day. I bet you if you're outside in the world, it would be more than 100. Now, every man, he might have been an Uber driver. He might have been a doorman. He might have been the gardener. He might have been the Amazon delivery guy. And a woman will say, yeah, I ran across 100 men, but none of them were their option. These men were virtually invisible because she has her eye on one guy, right? Now, here's the harsh reality. What if you're invisible to that one guy?
And, you know, once again, and this is why men hammer down on the not all men part, because modern women, they're not mature enough to section off and say, it's just these men that have been fighting on it. Literally, like basic, you know, in slavery, during the slave days, you did have people that were trying to help. And then you had the Union, and then you had the Confederate, right? And so the Confederate, they out there with their racism. Now you did have a lot of people in the Union, they sympathized with black people, but they were like, well, I don't think that, you know, they might not be equal to us, but I don't think that they should be in slavery. That's kind of weird. And then you also did have, to be honest with you, the other part of, you know, some people didn't like the production that the South was getting for free, right? You have different facets of it. My point is, there were some people on the side of African Americans that said, yeah, I really believe it. And then as you progressed even further, there were people that weren't racist at all. I'm talking about white people that weren't racist at all, marching with black people, even to the point of getting killed, being pulled over, stopped. Oh, you know, you an N-word lover, and it's not. Oh, you a sympathize, and they were killed for it and ostracized for it, right? They were fighting alongside black people. It would be weird for a black person to turn and say, all of you guys suck. Hey, you're trash, you're terrible, you're this, you're that. To the person that's like literally in the camp helping them. That's what y'all are doing. That's what modern women are doing. Literally to the person that's in the camp helping them. You're trash. You understand, right? you're terrible. You're helping us, but as a person that you are, you're garbage, and we don't think very much of you. And after all this is said and done, we're gonna go back to hating you. That's what you're doing to the allies in your camp. Y'all don't understand it. Idiot.
Women love when they get what they want. That's
like,
it.
You need
So there's no
willpower.
loyalty. Loyalty doesn't exist.
What I'm trying to say here, and any man who's been to divorce or had problems with women will agree with me and understand exactly what I'm saying. Women are loyal to how they feel. If you make them feel a certain way, then they're loyal to that feeling, which is loyal to you. Women aren't loyal to anything outside of how they feel. Men actually are more loyal than women because men, like I said, can suffer gracefully. Women can't. Men will be loyal to a society. Men will be loyal to a race. Men will be loyal to their friends. Women can't even get along for 5 minutes amongst themselves. Men will be best friends for 50 years. Men are loyal. We know loyalty completely. We'll go die in a ditch for a flag. You want to talk about loyalty? Men are loyal. Women aren't loyal. Women are, how do I feel today? You can take a woman on a private jet to a mansion in Miami and have the best time. She'll tell you how much she loves you. And then the next day when she's mad at you, she will literally say verbatim, you never give me any. You don't take care of me. You reject me. I'm not looked after. She'll forget 12 hours before where she had the world. Because women are only care about how they feel. They don't even think. They just feel. And what they feel is absolute gospel truth, and it matters more than society, matters more than everything else. They don't give a shit about World War II. They don't give a shit their grandfathers died. They don't give a fuck about England. They don't give a fuck about anything because they only care about how they feel. Whereas a man might sit and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to suffer for the greater good of my race, my nation, my ideals. So men are loyal. Women love when they get what they want. That's it.
You will never catch me messing with a man who has a in his home, and I'm not even friends with them, and I recommend that other women avoid them as well. People who live in homes with are up to 10 times likelier to and twice as likely by homicide, with the risk for women elevated beyond that 2x. And this includes law enforcement, this includes hunters, this includes men who claim they need it for self-defense. I will not them.
If you're with someone that you think if you get in an argument with them, they will blow your cat back, why are you with them? Forget the if you could get into an argument with someone that you're dating, right, or you're married to, and they can push you back, forget they will stab you. They will decapitate you at that point because you got into an argument. You know what I mean? Or do you think you would antagonize your partner so bad they would want to blow you away? Like, why would you be with someone that you think would even be capable of doing something like that? You know what I mean? She was like, more or whatever. My thing is this, right? Isn't what causes the. If someone was going to take their life, if they had a gun, that would be the quickest way to do it. But it's not the fact that they have a gun that they do it. It's because that's the quickest way. If they didn't have the weapon, they would probably just find another way to do it. Jump off a bridge, take a handful of something they're not supposed to take. That's not the determining factor of them taking their life. It's the fact that would be the quickest. I don't know, man. This is kind of like ridiculous. But hey, man, if you don't want to date somebody that got weaponry in their house, fine, man. That's cool. But like, you know what I mean?
Yep. Oh, insane! What a woman you are. You're trying to get a ring on your finger, aren't you?
Here you go, baby.
Isaiah. Spam Masubi!
No sé si está privado de sleep.
Oh! Oh!
Yes.
Oh, babe. Oh my God. Honey, thank you.
If you think about it, there's nothing to appreciate a man for.
If you think about it,
ugly women ain't gonna find no true love. I promise you.
There's nothing to appreciate a man for.
Ask any ugly woman. Have you ever found true love, man? Nope.
It really sucks when you're not attractive because men completely ignore you, right?
Rule number 1, ladies, do not take advice from ugly women. Stop with the everybody's beautiful. Where are these ugly women getting their confidence from? I want to know.
If you think about it.
Fat women, I know, they get their confidence from black dudes and Puerto Ricans hitting on them. But ugly women, what is it? Is it the Mexicans that are coming in and hitting on you that make you think you're special? Number 2, just don't listen to fat women either. Fat women will always tell you the best way to lose weight, which already is like...
There's nothing to appreciate a man for.
So, get up in the morning, brush them teeth, put that makeup on, do your hair, okay? Put on some lotion, spray some perfume, take a bath, take a shower, wear an outfit, not a t-shirt. I'm just being honest. People can say I'm mean, but they can't say they can't say it's not true what I'm telling y'all. How are you going to get on the screen talking about you looking for true love and true love is not looking for you?
What is the one thing that every race, religion, nationality has in common?
Leadership.
Wrong. The one thing everyone has in common, ugly people. right? Every race has ugly people. The beauty of ugly is that it doesn't discriminate. Write that down, please. Should we treat ugly people the same as attractive people?
Yes, we should.
The actual correct answer is no.
So, we have established that for many valid reasons, men are nowadays less likely to approach women. And if you want to read some of the reasons that have been given by the men themselves, they are on one of my previous TikTok posts. It's a really interesting read, and I have to say I do agree with the majority of them. High risk, no reward. So going forward, what if the women take the risk? If you're a single man, how would you feel if a woman approached you? Would you appreciate that? Would you like her confidence and find that attractive? Or would you feel perhaps slightly emasculated that she made the first move? Or would you think that she's desperate? A couple of comments read that if a woman approaches a man, she's obviously desperate. Is that the general feel of it? I don't know. But if you're a single man, let us women know, how would you feel if we approached you?
There's too many simps. Yes, but the reason there are simps is because most men struggle because the standards are so high. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. The standards have become very high, right? So most men don't qualify. So you have a huge number of men who are quite desperate because they're not getting anything. So they feel the only way they can get anything is by throwing whatever money they have to women for their minuscule attention. That elevates the women in the economy, which makes their standards even higher for the kind of man that they want.
Okay, cool. Women have set their standards super high, but I feel like if I was a man who didn't reach those standards, I would do everything in my power to better myself and reach those standards.
I agree with you, but then what happens is, if that man then breaks into that pool of men who have a lot of options, he's going to be like, I worked my to get here. There's no way that you're not sharing me. I worked my off to get to the point that I can have a level of abundance. 90% of you didn't want me before, now 85% of you want me now. And one of you want me to be exclusive to you? No. Guys who actually make it to the point that they have a lot of options, they're like, I love you, babe, but you're going to have to share me because I worked my to be in this position.
The reason that men mistake your kindness and politeness as flirting is because they themselves would never be kind or polite to someone they weren't attracted to.
No, many men will mistake your kindness for flirting because many men rarely ever receive any kind of kindness unless either somebody wants something from them or they're flirting. Also, there are lots of men who are kind to people that they're not interested in. So, I don't know where you get that from.
A good man is hard to find and harder to keep. And let me explain. A good man is loyal, respectful, a man of his word. And he will actually treat you like a queen to a point where you'll believe you're a queen. But if you're not a true queen, what happens is you think that you can use him and toss him, but you forget, just because he's a good man does not mean he's a dumb man. And what happens in this case scenario is you end up losing him. And you do have a lot of competition, because there's not a lot of good men out there. And the minute he leaves, he won't only find someone better, he will actually be happier too. And you will be the only one that will regret it, because you know how hard it is to find a good man. Don't ever, ever underestimate a good person in general. Good people, as much as they are good, as much as they could be bad. And when they turn bad, you will regret the day you met them. And no, they won't harm you or do anything bad to you. Them leaving you is the worst thing that could happen to you.
You know, and, you know, I think Coach there was talking about, she was essentially talking about how young men are watching their fathers say yes to things, or basically acquiesce to things that they don't agree with, right? And this is causing young boys to grow up and be weak and passive and things of that nature. And I do understand what she's saying, right? But I think the mindset for a lot of the guys that do that is, I'm so tired. Modern women, they talk about coming from work and being physically drained. I'm this, I'm that, I can't take it anymore. A man is the same. He's the same. He's tired, come home from work. That's why he says things like, I need a woman to be my peace, because he's tired from the day. And instead of just listening to you moan and complain and all that stuff, he just get up and go do it. And honestly and truly, that gets him out of the house and away from you for a while. That man be out there running errands, doing things. That man, where are you at? You ain't been on that. I'm on my way. That man done gone and gotten a beer. That man done stopped and gotten a hamburger. He just trying to keep the peace. I don't want any foolishness going on. I do see what Coach is saying, though.
Spiritual women do not have the luxury of dating the same way that other women date. As a spiritual woman, your most precious resource is your energy. So you have to date in a way that protects and conserves your energy. However, in our society, we are taught to date in a way that is super leaky, super draining for your energy. As a spiritual woman, you do not have the time and energy to constantly be talking to tons of men. You don't have the time and the energy to be indulging situationships, to be waiting to see if Chad is going to text you back, to wait on men who aren't clear on what they want. Like, you just don't have the time and the energy for that. What you need to do is be focused only on men who are truly showing up for you in clarity, who are making your life easier, and who are not confusing you and wasting your time, because men who do that are literally stealing your spiritual power from you, which as a priestess you simply cannot allow. You came here to be of service to humanity. You cannot let men waste your time and energy when you have that big of a mission, right? And part of your mission is your romantic relationship. Your romantic relationship is a part of your soul's path, because it's going to help to restore the energy of divine union on our planet, and it's going to show other people that divine union is available to them, that they don't have to get stuck in miserable marriages, and it's going to show them that they can be brave enough to dream for something more. But first, you have to start that energy off by setting super high standards for the kind of men that you'll allow around you, not letting any men waste your time, and having the courage to pursue the big epic love story yourself.
Women don't know what they want. They don't have a clue. Women say they want a masculine man, then they get a man that gives them boundaries and standards, and now he's too controlling. And then they say they want an emotionally available man, but then he's too soft and sweet. Now he feels like, literally, what do you actually want? Most women have no idea. They think they want the man that is the highly esteemed, highly respected, high earning, high value, masculine man. But I promise you, being with an entrepreneur or a business owner as a woman, if your love languages are quality time, ooh, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. Because not only do you have to hold for the vision that he has, but also a lot of the times he's not in the household to hold it with you. So if you want a man that has a bunch of time to give you, he's probably broke.
So is it true that women really want marriage, or do they just want to feel chosen?
I think the latter. I think most women just want to feel chosen.
I think so.
I don't think women know what they want. I don't. Most women, not all women, obviously. In 2026, I feel like women date for their ego. I feel like women want a man that is a finished product. They want the man that makes over 6 figures, 6 feet tall, 6 pack, over 6 inches, all of those different things. And it's literally like, but for what? You want to be able to show your friends that you have a man. You want to be able to show your friends that you're chosen. You want to be able to brag about the flowers you got at work to know, your associates.
Absolutely.
But do you actually want to be loved down for real?
Wait, what?
Women date for their ego. It's not for companionship. No, it's not. It's not for companionship. It is for social climbing, not true relationship building. Because if that's the case, I bet you right now, every woman under the sound of my voice that is single right now, that even hears this, or any woman that this gets sent to, I guarantee you that woman right now has 3 or 4 men that would love to be with her. I would absolutely love to.
I do believe that I'm a 10 wholeheartedly, because why would I downgrade myself? And all of you ladies should think that you're a 10.
Do you think all women should view themselves as a 10?
I do. I do think all women should have that confidence.
Do you agree with her, other 10?
Yes, if they actually work on themselves.
So all women are 10s?
I think so. Because we're all
Are all men
amazing.
10s?
I think in their own way, all men can be 10s, yeah.
How come you're willing to give women the like, yes, girls slay, you're all 10s, the confidence, but for men, you're like, maybe they can reach 10 level?
Because I love women and I want to support women.
So men don't need support?
Men do need support. I never said that.
But
Men is great.
she does point something out where you were quicker to say, yes, all women are 10s, but there seemed to be hesitation when we were trying to do the same appraisal of men.
Just because I don't find every man attractive, right?
You find all women attractive?
I find a lot of women, most women attractive, yeah.
Unpopular opinion. A lot of women have absolutely no idea what peace looks like to their man. If your man is sitting somewhere by himself in silence with a little smile on his face and he is doing absolutely nothing, he's not with nobody, he ain't bothering nobody, let that man sit in peace. You do not need to roll up on him and ask him no goofy question like, what are you thinking about? Or why are you so happy? Because now he got to make the decision to look at you and actually tell you nothing, or lie to you and be like, you're what I'm thinking about. And the whole time that man was sitting there probably thinking about absolutely nothing, just sitting in peace. So let him sit in peace when you see him sitting in peace. I challenge every woman who sees this video to go and ask your man what peace looks like to them. And when he gives you an answer, honor that. And let him have whatever level of peace he told you it looks like.
Are men stronger than women physically?
No opinion.
You don't have an opinion on that?
No.
What do you mean?
I don't have an opinion.
You don't have an opinion. What
No.
do you think?
I don't have an opinion.
You don't want to answer the question?
I don't have an opinion. Is that okay?
Is it that you don't want to share your opinion?
Oh no, that's not what it is.
Generally speaking, are men physically stronger than women?
No opinion.
You don't have an opinion?
No.
Let me ask you a question then. Do you think men and women are of equal strength, generally speaking?
No opinion.
Are you just being bad faith intentionally?
No. You don't like my answer. That's all.
Well, you haven't given me an answer, so there's not really room for me to like or dislike your answer.
Is the reason you're wanting to plead the fifth because you're afraid of kind of the cultural backlash of like,
No.
oh, well, people think that everybody can be just as strong as everybody. It's
No.
not true. I was just curious.
No.
Okay.
Just
What's your
topic.
reason for pleading the fifth?
No opinion.
Are you just going to answer that to every question? No,
No, I
opinion?
don't have an opinion on this topic. Thank you.
Next.
What?
My girls, let's be real about something. The biggest lie us women tell ourselves is that attention from other men is innocent. It's not innocent. Deep down, you know it's not innocent. Here's the truth. When you're in a relationship, every time you entertain DMs, flirt back, or keep that work husband around, you're chipping away at the loyalty that you claim to value in your current relationship. You can dress it up as just being friendly, but your man knows the difference. Respect does not get cloudy at all. It's very black and white. If you need validation from other men, you are already disrespecting your relationship. Loyalty isn't about not sleeping with somebody else. It's about guarding your energy, your attention, and your admiration for the man that you chose. So please stop lying to yourself. Attention is a form of intimacy. And if you're craving it elsewhere, do not call it loyalty. Call it for what it is. Disrespect. A real woman knows their worth, and they do not need random men to remind them.
Sometimes men disappear because they feel like their effort is not being reciprocated. A lot of women feel like their approach to dating is, you as a man have to prove to me you are worthy of my time, my energy, and me being more vulnerable to you. And because of what you've been through, you think that's the right way to do it. But unfortunately, when you're dealing with a man who's actually serious and he's seeing you're holding back, you got walls up, he has concerns that you're wasting his time. So now he falls off because he's like, all right, she's tripping, she's not really making any effort. But because there's still a desire there, because he still likes her, I think the comment, the like is a temperature check. Let me see how she'll respond. Let me see if I can still reignite something here. But it all stemmed from, are we actually making a mutual effort to get to know each other? Okay. So just make sure before you start throwing all kinds of accusations at the man, ask yourself, was I coming correct in this process or not?
There's also way more women on earth than there are men. So some of us gonna have to choose to not have one. There's like 3 women to each man. So that's why it's very hard for a man to be faithful. That's why usually when you meet a man, he's either fresh out of a relationship. Like, men are never really fully single. Like, and then a lot of us don't want a lot of them too. So that's even less men. Now we're choosing from the ones that are attractive, or they got a good job, or you're going to have to choose somebody you don't really like. So that leaves even less men. So now women are competing for like these select few men. And that's why a lot of men cheat. It's so many to choose from. You always hear that like men don't have options, but at the same time, I'm always hearing like the ugliest dude ever. Like, oh, he cheated on me with like, and it's like 2 girls that are so beautiful. And it's like, how is this happening? It's happening every day because female desperation is a thing too. Like when you've been alone for a long time and like you haven't learned how to love on yourself as a woman, sometimes you just start to accept a lot less, like just for love. That's why you gotta, when you're alone, you have to be cultivating yourself or you're gonna go for like whatever.
And Andrew Tate was talking, and people hate Andrew Tate. I don't really agree with everything that Andrew Tate has said or everything that Andrew Tate has done. But he's right. There's a lot of these modern women out here that are loyal to their feelings. They're loyal to the yearning and the desperation and the obsession that a man has to them. And I want that feeling again. So I keep on kind of giving you a little bit of what you want. Modern women never fully give a man what he actually wants, but I give you just enough so you keep on giving me that credit card, so you keep on allowing me to do the things in full stride, full force that I want to do. That's what they're loyal to. And men live in a sort of hierarchy where, okay, you know, if this is what it means that my children and my family can have a sort of freedom, I'm not going to be here to see it, but they'll live better and I can rest. You know, hopefully you make it back home, but if you don't, I can rest eternally knowing that my family's going to be okay.